Hello students, I am Anita Sharma from Nanda Plus 2 Science College. I am lecturer in English. I hope all of you are staying safe at home. Okay, today we are going to start. So today's class is particularly based on a very beautiful poem, that is Of India's Starry Night. It is being written by Thomas More. Okay, I hope you might have heard about this poem earlier also. Of India's Starry Night is being written by Thomas More. He is a great poet. Okay, so before going into this poem, I hope all of you are staying safer too in this COVID-19 situation. We the people are giving you the best possible facilities on online classes here. So keep watching the video till the end to get better benefits from this poem. Okay, you will understand the poem in a very better way if you keep the video watching till the end. Anyway, so I have tried my best to make you the student understand line by line, stanza by the whole poem, but using all the references and deep meaning in a very simplest and narrative way. I hope it will be helpful for you. This poem which I am going to explain and narrate in a very brief and simplest way. Okay, without wasting any more time, so let's get started. Okay, and hopefully you will watch the video till the end to get benefited by this poem. Okay, let's start. So before going into this poem, I feel so that you must come to know something about the poet. And the poet, as I told you earlier, this poem, beautiful poem of India's Starry Night, was written by Thomas More. Okay, Thomas More. Thomas More is a very popular poet during those eras, and he was born in the year 1779 and died in the year 1852. Or we can say he passed away in the year 1852. He is an Irish poet. Okay, are you getting me? You have to keep these, whatever I am going to inform you related to the poet, you have to keep this in your mind so that it will be helpful for you, the people, while writing the objective type of question during the exam. Okay? As I told you, Thomas More, he was born in 1979 and passed away in 1852. He is an Irish poet. Not only that, he is a satirist, composer and political propagandist. Before going into that, let me inform you. Satirist means he is making fun of the, beautifully making fun of the things which are coming out from the poetry. Satirist, few of the people might be get confused that what do you mean by satirist? Satirist means making fun of the things. Okay, and not only that, he is a very beautiful composer. He used to compose the poem in a very beautiful way, and he is a political propagandist. If you will come to know about the poet little bit like this, then it will be easy on your part to attend the objective type of question in the exam. Okay, now we will proceed with the poem. So before going into the poem, let me inform you that we must focus on the title of the poem, and the title of the poem is based on Of India's Starry Night. We have to focus on that. So what is it based on? What is the moral? What's the poet wants to? What is the hidden secret which is there in this poem? We have to keep it up. Okay, we have to try to find it out. What's the moral, or what is the main motto of writing this poem? Okay. So Of India's Starry Night. Of India means, first of all, you must come to know the meaning of the title. This is given here. Of India's Starry Night. Of, I have written all the meanings for you the people, so that it will be helpful for you the people to understand the poem in a very beautiful and narrative way. Of means here, let me make you understand. I hope the whiteboard is visible to you the people. Of means often. Okay, of means often. Here in the poem you can see that of means often. Often means many times, means frequently. Okay, a lot of time, frequently. For example, we can say I often goes to my friend's house, means many times I used to go to my friend's house. Okay, of means often, many times. In Starry Night. Starry Night means calm and quiet. Starry means calm and quiet, means in a very silent and calm and quiet night. Okay, Starry Night means calm and quiet or silent night. So this is the meaning of the poem. Very often in calm and quiet night. You might be imagine, dear students, you might have imagined that during the night hours, what usually used to do before going into bed. It never happens that we are going to the bed and we have a sound sleep. It never happens so. it takes a lot of time to go into deep sleep. Okay, and during that time, or meanwhile before going into deep sleep, a lot of thoughts comes to our mind, because everywhere there was silence, we are alone to go for sleep. At that time something comes to our mind. It may be our past memories, it may be our we may be worried about future situation, but most probably we the people always worried about the future and recalling the past. Here in this poem you can see the poet Thomas More. He was at the threshold of his death. Means he is a very old person and he is to die. He is going to die soon. So before going, he is imagining all the things which had already missed a flashback in his mind. He is imagining all the things which had already happened with him in his earlier days. Okay, I hope you the people are getting me. You might have observed even your grandparents are that, grandpa, grandmother. So you might have observed that they are very lonely and they are always, if you go and ask to them what they are thinking about, they will tell about the past. A lot of time they might have shared with you the people about the past, about the young days, about the youthful days, about the childhood days. Similarly, here the poet, before though he was very old enough, now he is recalling all his past days. Even we can see the whole poem which I am going to narrate today, it is divided into two stanzas. You can also watch it out in your textbook that it is divided, the whole poem is divided into two stanzas. First stanza. In the first stanza you can see that the poem is about recalling the past memories. Recalling the past memories means thinking about the past, a flashback of the past from his mind's eye. Okay, and another stanza, the second stanza is a present situation, sharing his state of loneliness. Second stanza is about the present situation. At present situation, he is sharing all his state of loneliness. Means in the second stanza, he is narrating that how lonely he was right now at this last stage. Okay, at his last stage, how lonely he was at this old age. So the whole poem is divided into two stanzas. First stanza, recalling the past memory. The poet is recalling all about his past, and in the second stanza, he is presenting his present situation, his state of loneliness, how lonely he was. And here once, I know most of the people, you the people might not be comfortable in English to English. I feel that it will be better on my part if I will make you understand in Hindi also the things, it will be quite easy for you. So let me explain in Hindi also. Okay. So ये सारा poem आपका जो है ये बेस्ड है ऑफ इन द स्टीली नाइट. ये जो poem है ऑफ का मतलब है, पहले स्टूडेंट्स आपको ये जानना पड़ेगा ये पॉइंट जो पोएट ने लिखा है, पोएट अपने मन वो बहुत ओल्ड हो चुके हैं, बहुत बुढ़ापे के स्टेज में है और हमेशा आपने देखा होगा जो बुढ़ापा जब आता है तो हमेशा बूढ़े लोग अपने पास्ट के बारे में, अपने बचपन के बारे में, अपने यंग एज के बारे में, जब वो यंग थे या फिर बचपन के बारे में हमेशा सोच के बैठे रहते हैं. उनके पास कोई नहीं होता कि उनकी बातें शेयर करें. वो हमेशा अपने दोस्तों के बीच कैसे थे, अपने फ्रेंड सर्कल, अपने रिलेटिव्स के बीच कैसे थे, वो सब अपने यादों को लेकर बैठे होते हैं और अपना मौत का भी इंतजार करते रहते हैं. ठीक है, तो ये सारा पॉइंट उसी पे बेस है. मुझे लगा आप लोग अगर हिंदी में भी थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन आपको कर दूँ तो आपको बेहतर इस पॉइंट को समझ में आएगा. सो इस तौर पर हम चलते हैं. तो इस पॉइंट को लिखा है थॉमस मोरे जो पोएट है. तो पोएट यहाँ पर कह रहे हैं कि ऑफ इन द स्टिली नाइट, कभी कभी रात में सोने से पहले उनके साथ क्या होता है, वो क्या सोचते हैं, हम इस पॉइंट में देखेंगे. सो बैक टू द पॉइंट. ऑफ इन द स्टिली नाइट ईरे slumber chain has bound me, fond memories brings the light of others day around me, the smile that tears of boyhood years, the words of love then spoken, the eyes that shone. Now dim and gone, the cheerful hearts now broken. So this is the content of the first paragraph here. I'll try my best to explain you line by line. Okay, let's go for the first line. Okay students, so let's get started with the point. Oft in the stilly night, eerie slumber chain has bound me, fond memories brings the light of other days around me, the smile that tears of boyhood years, the words of love then spoken, the eyes that shone, has dimmed, now dim and gone, the cheerful hearts now broken. So this is the first stanza and I am narrate the whole poem, the whole stanza in a very simplest way so that it will be helpful for you. Oft in the stilly night. The beginning line in the part says that oft in the stilly night. As I told you earlier, oft means here, as I have written the meanings over here, oft means often. Often means many times. Stilly night. Stilly night means calm and quiet night. Ray before. Ray means before. Ray slumber chain has bound me. Ray means before. Slumber chain. Slumber chain means deep sleep. Hatch means deep sleep has bound me means before going into deep sleep. Try to understand the first two lines very clearly because these lines were repeated again and again in this poem. Oft in the stilly night means very often in the stilly night, many a times in the calm and quiet night. Ray's slumber chain has bound me. That means slumber chain means before going into deep sleep. Fond memories brings the light. Fond memories means happiest memory. The happy memories of your childhood days. It happens so that whenever you are you are remembering of your childhood days, the past memory, you are recalling your past memories. So many things happen in your life in your past days during your childhood. Some memories may be very bitter and some memories may be very sweet. Okay, it may be some happy memories were there and some unhappy memories are also there. Sad memories might be there. So here the poet is telling that fond memories brings the light. Fond memories means the flashback of the past memories comes to his mind. He is recalling the happiest moment of his childhood days. Of others day around me. Other days means his childhood days we can take or youthful days. Okay, when he was young enough. During those days, what's the happiest thing happened with him? It comes while going to bed before going into deep sleep. Okay? The smile and tears. Again, the poet is telling that the smile and tears. Here the smile and tears refers to the sad and the happy memory of his life. The saddest memory and the happiest moment of his childhood days. The smile and tears. That means he is telling that when he was a small child or in his youthful days, he was smiling or crying. That means some happy moment of his life and some sad moments of his life he is reflecting in his mind. These memories reflects in his mind. He is recalling those memories. The words of love then spoken. Then the poet is telling that the words of love then spoken. Means during his childhood, you know that when the child is playing or doing something mischievous thing, the parents would also, all the people will say, okay, let it be, he is a small child, leave it. Okay, so whenever we are going back in our childhood days, we will find that all the people are looking at us in a very, we can say they will take care of us, they will be affectionate to us, and they will, we can say that love and affection, a lot of love and affection and attention we are getting from the people during our childhood. But now, when we the people are growing up, we have to dwell ourselves, we have to live ourselves, and all will no more give that much affection and love to us, no more attention to us. So that's the poet is telling that during my childhood, all the people are behaving in a very happy and lovable and affectionate way towards me. But now all those things have totally changed, and in a different manner they are behaving with me. The words of love then spoken during those days, then spoken means during those days, during my childhood days, the word of love was spoken by the people to me. The eyes that shone. Here the eyes that shone means here we can say shone means there is a spark. Okay, eyes that shone means there is some spark in my eyes during the childhood days. You can say that you young children, they have some spark in their eyes to do something, to some aim and ambition in their life that can be seen in their eyes during their childhood, or you can say youthful days. But now the poet is telling that now in this present situation, now dim and gone. Now that eyes which used to have some spark at that time, the eyes which used to shine those during the childhood or youthful days, now dim and gone. Now dim and gone, that means now it had been very no more it is no more he is able to see the things clearly, and gone. Gone means nothing is visible clearly to him. Okay, the light that gone means his eyelids had gone, and nothing is visible no more to him clearly at this old age. The cheerful hearts now broken. The cheerful hearts now broken means he wants to tell that the cheerful heart, the heart which used to be joyful and cheerful, the heart during his youthful days, during his childhood days used to be very Cheerful means he used to enjoy the every moment of his life during his childhood and youthful days. But right now, during this old age, at this stage, he is feeling all alone and no more his heart is cheerful or he is able to enjoy the things. Okay, cheerful means to be happy or enjoying the things or to feel joy. Cheerful. You can write over that cheerful means to have some enjoyment and the heart is full of happiness, filled with happiness. Okay, the cheerful heart now broken. Now he is telling that my heart has now broken, which used to be once cheerful during the youthful days. Okay, so this is about the first paragraph here. We can say that the whole paragraph, after going through the whole paragraph, we can only say that he is recalling his past days. And after recalling his past days, he is feeling a lot of happiness. There is a lot of happiness in his heart whenever he is recalling his childhood or youthful days. And he wants to once again live that life. Okay, he wants to be stay in that childhood and youthful days only. No more he wants, and he is very sad in his present days. He is very sad during this last stage of his life. Okay, so let me explain this to you the people in Hindi also, so that it will be helpful for you the people. Okay, so let's get started. Oft in the stilly night, that means यहाँ poet बोल रहे हैं कि कई बार जब स्टिली नाइट, काम एंड क्वाइट नाइट, जब सुनसान रात में वो सोने के लिए जाते हैं, एरे स्लम्बर चेन हैज बाउंड मी. एरे मीन्स बिफोर, मीन्स जो सोने से पहले, गहरी नींद में जाने से पहले. स्लम्बर मीन्स गहरी नींद, डीप स्लीप. ओके, गहरी नींद में जाने से पहले. फॉन्ड मेमोरीज ब्रिंग द लाइफ. फॉन्ड मेमोरी मीन्स अच्छी अच्छी यादें, जो खूबसूरत यादें उनकी बचपन की या फिर यंग एज की, जब वो बहुत यूथफुल डेज की, अपने बचपन की यादें वो उनके दिमाग में आता है. ऑफ अदर डेज अराउंड मी. यहाँ पर अदर डेज का मतलब है पहली पिछली बातें जो बचपन की है और उनकी जवानी की बातें सब याद आता है. द स्माइल दैट टीयर्स. द स्माइल दैट टीयर्स मीन्स रोता हुआ, हंसता हुआ, सब कुछ, हर एक मूवमेंट, हर एक जो उनके लाइफ में जो भी अच्छे बुरे समय थे, हर एक मूवमेंट उनके दिमाग में आता है जब वो रोते थे और कभी हंसते भी थे. मीन्स अच्छी बुरी यादें सब उनके दिमाग में आती गहरी नींद में जाने से पहले. और बॉयहुड ईयर्स. बॉयहुड ईयर्स मीन्स बचपन की यादें या फिर जब वो जवान थे, यंग एज की, सारी के सारे रिलेटिव्स के, सारे फ्रेंड सर्कल के, उनके साथ जो अच्छे वक्त उनके साथ बिताया था, वो सारे वक्त उनके दिमाग में आते हैं. द वर्ड्स ऑफ लव दैन स्पोकन. पॉइंट ये भी कह रहे हैं कि बचपन में सारे के सारे लोग उनको बहुत पसंद करते थे, प्यार से रखते थे, प्यार से उनका देखभाल करते थे. द आइज दैट सोन. सारे के सारे लोग उनको अच्छी तरह से बिहेव करते थे, अच्छा अफेक्शनेट देते थे, प्यार से उनको हमेशा ट्रीट करते थे. आइज दैट सोन. आइज दैट सोन का मतलब है जब उनकी आंखें बचपन में चमकती थी. जो आंखें बचपन में चमकती थी, कुछ उनके सपने थे, कुछ अरमान थे, वो सब अभी क्या एट प्रेजेंट में क्या हो रहा है, नाउ डिम एंड गॉन. डिम एंड गॉन मीन्स अभी की परिस्थिति में जब वो बूढ़े हो चुके हैं, उनकी आंखों की सारी रोशनी चली गई है, उनको ठीक से दिखाई भी नहीं देता, और उनका हार्ट जो एक टाइम पर, जब बचपन में उनका एक टाइम पर बहुत चीरफुल हुआ करता था, बहुत खुशी से भरा होता था, आज के दिन में उनका हार्ट, जो उनका मन है, वो टूट गया है. ठीक है, नाउ द चीरफुल हार्ट हैड ब्रोकन मीन्स उनके सारे सपने टूट गए हैं और वो बहुत डिप्रेस है, बहुत दुखी है. एट दिस ओल्ड एज सब कुछ, इस बुढ़ापे में सब कुछ याद करके बैठे हुए हैं. So this is the first stanza, already narrated in Hindi also. Now let's go for the second stanza. Okay, let's get started. Okay, let's get started, friends. Okay, let's get started, students. Thus in the stilly night, eerie slumber chain has found me. Sad memories brings the light of other days around me. देखोगे बाद में उस स्टैंडे में फिर से वही लाइंस रिपीटेड हुए हैं. यहाँ पर सिर्फ एक ही फर्क आपको दिखेगा. Eerie slumber chain has found me. हैच का मतलब मैंने ऑलरेडी यहाँ पर लिख रखा है स्टूडेंट्स. देखिए, हैच का मतलब ओल्ड इंग्लिश में जो हैच होता है, हैच का मतलब है ओल्ड इंग्लिश में हैच कहा जाता है पोएटिक लैंग्वेज में, और अभी के इंग्लिश में वहाँ पर हैज लिखा जाता है. वही मतलब एक ही है, हैच का मतलब हैज होता है. ठीक है, सो वही लाइन से फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ का फिर से रिपीट किया गया है. Thus in the stilly night, eerie slumber chain has bound me. Sad memories brings the light of other days around me. जब वो सोने जाते हैं, बचपन की सारी यादें, अच्छी बुरी यादें, सब उनके दिमाग में आता है वो सब याद करके अपने आप को खुशी वो फील करते हैं और दुखी भी होते हैं कि मैं इस समय इस परिस्थिति में और कुछ नहीं कर सकता, मैं ओल्ड एज में हूँ, अपना मौत का इंतजार कर रहा हूँ और बहुत लोनली भी फील करते हैं, अकेलापन भी उनकी जिंदगी में आ चुका है। सो लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द सेकेंड पैराग्राफ। अब सेकेंड पैराग्राफ में देखिए सेकेंड स्ट्रैंजा वो थोड़ा अलग है, वी हैव टू कॉन्सेंट्रेट ऑन दैट। When I remember all, then the poet is telling that when he is going to remember all means all the things whatever happened in his life, okay, in his past life. The friends so linked together, the friends so linked together. He is telling that the friends means those friends with whom he used to spend the days and night. Okay, the moments he is going to recall all those moments. Those friends linked together means at present also those friends are in contact. Whenever even you can find that your school friends and your best friend, your college friend always will be in contact if you want. Okay, so those friends are linked together. Till now they are in contact with him, but he is saying that I have seen around me fall like leaves in the wintry weather. There you can see a comparison here. Those friends who used to be linked together, with whom he used to share all the days and night, the happiest moment of his life. Now, one by one, all his friends were dying one by one. Okay, all his friends were dying one by one, and he is also waiting for his death to come. And he is telling that to all his friends who used to live further, they are falling just like leaves in the wintry weather. You might have seen or observed that in the winter season. Okay, in the winter season, you will find that in the chilly season, what you will find? All the leaves of the trees, they used to drop one by one. They will wither away. Here also the poet is telling that just like the leaves in the winter season, they are dropping down or they are falling down. Similarly, my friends also, one by one, who used to be there with me during my young age and childhood days, nowadays they are dying one by one, leaving me all alone. Leaves in the wintry weather, I feel like one who treads alone. I feel like one. Then the poet is telling that he is feeling as if all the friends have left him away and departed from this world. They have died and went from this world, but they have left him all alone. Here I have written tread me alone means here tread I have just narrated over here, tread means to walk. Okay, he is saying that to walk alone means he is walking, he is feeling that as if he had remained all alone in this world and walking all alone. Who treads alone? Some banquet hall deserted. Here there is a word called banquet hall. You might get confused related to the banquet hall. Here the students, banquet hall means sometimes in the marriage ceremony or the trade ceremony or whatever some special occasion, we are going to arrange a hall where the people together can dine. Okay, lot of people can dine together and have some fun. So here I have also written the meanings of banquet hall. A formal meal for a large number of people on some special occasion. We can say a formal meal, as I have narrated you, a formal meal for a large number of people on some special occasion. So here the poet is saying that the world he is comparing the whole world with that of banquet hall. As the banquet hall, it is always filled with lot of people, crowd of people when there is some special occasion where the people used to dine together and have some fun. Similarly, he is saying that some banquet hall deserted. Deserted means the banquet hall had been empty. The world had become empty for him. Okay, once the banquet hall used to be a lot, used to fill with crowd of people, used to be filled with lot of people or with a lot of crowd. But now this world, or we can say the banquet hall, had become empty for him because all his friends were living one by one. All his friends were dying one by one. Whose lives are fled, whose garlands dead. Now he is telling that whose lives are fled. In the banquet hall, you might have observed that before the marriage ceremony, if you go to a banquet hall, you can observe the lights were, all the lights were burning and the garlands were all arranged for this occasion. But after the party is over, or we can say after the special occasion is over, the next day if you visit that banquet hall, you can see that the garlands were, the lights were fled away. You can see there is all around darkness is there, no more light is there, and garlands that the garlands were also fled away. So These things you can observe after the occasion is over, after the party is over. So, and all but he departed. Now he is telling that all the people had left or died, all his friends were died, but he departed. He departed means he had left all alone. He is all alone, he had not died, and he is waiting for his death to come. The poet is saying that this world he is comparing with that of a banquet hall. As this in this world, all his friends were leaving him and dying. Similarly, in the banquet hall also, after the occasion, the special occasion is over, after the party is over, the banquet hall becomes empty, the lights fade away, and the lights that's and everything become, we can say there is no more beauty in that banquet hall. So the world had become beautyless for the poet. Nothing is there in this world to live throughout his life. So he is feeling lonely, and that's why his line is saying that, but he departed. Means all had gone one by one, all his friends had died, but he had to die. One day he had also to die, and that's why he is waiting for his death to come at this last day. So let me explain this thing in Hindi also, so that it will be helpful for you the people. When I remember all the friends so linked together. यहाँ पॉइंट बोल रहे हैं, मैं जब याद करता हूँ अपने सारे दोस्तों को जो मुझसे जुड़े हुए थे, अपने बचपन के दोस्तों को, अपने जवानी के दोस्तों को, जब मैं अपने काम में बहुत व्यस्त हुआ करता था, सारे मोमेंट्स उनके साथ जो वक्त मैंने बिताया था, जो अभी भी मेरे साथ कांटेक्ट में है, अभी भी मैं उनके साथ जुड़ा हुआ हूँ. आई हैव सीन अराउंड मी फॉल. मैंने देखा है उनको गिरते हुए. लाइक लीव्स इन द विंटर वेदर. जैसे कि विंटर सीजन में, जैसे कि विंटर सीजन में पतझड़ में पत्ते जैसे गिर जाते हैं एक के बाद एक, उसी तरह मेरे सारे के सारे दोस्त एक के बाद एक मर रहे हैं. मैंने खुद देखा है एक के बाद एक मरता हुआ उनको. लाइक लीव्स इन द विंटर. आई फील लाइक वन. मुझे ऐसा लगता है हु ट्रेड्स अलोन. ऐसा लगता है कि मैं ही अकेला बचा हुआ हूँ. मरने के लिए मैं अपना मौत का इंतजार कर रहा हूँ. सारे के सारे मेरे फ्रेंड्स एक के बाद एक मुझे छोड़कर चले गए हैं. सम बैंक्वेट हॉल डिसार्टेड. यहाँ पर पॉइंट बोल रहे हैं कि जैसे एक बैंक्वेट हॉल मीन्स एक बड़ा सा हॉल होता है जहाँ पर आप ओकेजनली कुछ अच्छे मोमेंट पर जाए, शादी हो या फिर कुछ अच्छे सेरेमनी होता है, तो वहाँ पर लोग मिलजुल कर खाना पीना करते हैं और खुशियाँ मनाते हैं. तो उस तरह जब बैंक्वेट हॉल जब दूसरे दिन आप जाते हो तो सब कुछ बिखरा हुआ होता है, लाइट्स भी चली गई होती है, जो फूलों की माला होती है वो भी मुरझाया होता है. तो इसी तरह लाइफ में कुछ नहीं बचता है. बैंक्वेट हॉल को पॉइंट ने यहाँ पर वर्ल्ड के साथ, इस दुनिया के साथ कंपेयर किया गया है. पॉइंट कहते हैं इस दुनिया में जैसे सब कुछ खुशियों से भरा होता है, जब इंसान जवान होता है, बचपन में सब उसके साथ होते हैं, सब उसके दोस्त होते हैं, अपनापन जताते हैं, पर बुढ़ापे में सब उसका साथ छोड़ के चले जाते हैं. ये वर्ल्ड पूरा, ये दुनिया पूरा खाली हो जाता है उन लोगों के लिए जो बुढ़ापे में है, वो बुढ़ापा को फेस कर रहे हैं. और वो ये कह रहे हैं कि दुनिया पूरा बैंक्वेट हॉल की तरह है. जैसे बैंक्वेट हॉल शादी में जैसे सजाकर सुंदरता सबको हमें सबको खुशियाँ देता है, दूसरे दिन सब कुछ खत्म हो जाने के बाद, पार्टी सब खत्म होने के बाद सब कुछ में बिखरा हुआ रहता है, कुछ भी उसमें सुंदर नहीं होता है. उसी तरह पॉइंट यहाँ पर बैंक्वेट हॉल को दुनिया के साथ कंपेयर करते हुए अपना अकेलेपन को यहाँ पर उन्होंने व्यक्त किया है. गार्लेट्स डेड एंड ऑल बट ही डिपार्टेड. फिर वो बोल रहे हैं कि सारे लोग चले गए सिर्फ मुझे छोड़कर. अब मैं भी अपना मौत का इंतजार कर रहा हूँ. मैं भी एक दिन आएगा, मैं इस दुनिया को छोड़कर चला जाऊंगा. यहाँ पर डिपार्टेड का मतलब है डेथ, मर जाना. ठीक है, दुनिया को छोड़कर चले जाना. Now we are moving for the last stanza here. Thus in the stilly night, Eris number chain has bound me. Sad memories brings the light of others stay around me. Same stanza on the first of the that last stanza में वही उन्होंने सेम सेंटेंस को रिपीट किया है. Thus in the stilly night, Eris number chain bound me. सोने से पहले, गहरी नींद में जाने से पहले, संबर चेन में गहरी नींद, डीप स्लीप में जाने से पहले सारी की सारी बचपन की यादें, अच्छी बुरी सब कुछ मेरे दिमाग में आता है. उन सबको याद करता हुआ मैं बहुत दुखी महसूस करता हूँ, क्योंकि एट प्रेजेंट में एक बहुत ही लोनली स्टेट में हूँ, बहुत अकेलापन महसूस करता हूँ इस बुढ़ापे में और अपना मौत का इंतजार कर रहा हूँ. सो दिस इज अबाउट द पोएम हियर. वी कैन सी दैट द होल पोएम, if we'll go through the whole poem, we can say that in the first stanza he is recalling his past memory, as I told you earlier, and the second stanza he is narrating his present situation of his old age and sharing his state of loneliness. I hope I have tried my best to make you understand. This video will be very helpful for you. to appear the exam question answer. And thanks for watching the video till the last. Thank